Texas heat. Could this be the year Texas finally turns blue, as new polling shows Republican Senator Ted Cruz within just 3 points of defeat? Welcome to the No Spin Zone. Grass Grievances starts right now. With just 63 days to go before Election Day, Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump are running neck and neck. While Harris is leading Trump in every national poll between 2 and 4 points, in most swing states, Harris and Trump are virtually tied, both polling within the margin of error. But in addition to the 7 presidential swing states, there are 10 Senate races this year that are also competitive. In Texas, yes, Texas, new polling shows Democratic Congressman Colin Allred trailing Republican Senator Ted Cruz by just 2 points. According to a University of Houston YouGov poll that concluded August 16th, 47% of likely voters in Texas intend to vote for Cruz, while 45% support Allred. And you'll notice about 7% of likely voters remain undecided. But those results are not an anomaly. A more recent survey from Public Policy Polling, which concluded on August 22nd, found Cruz also leading Allred by just 2 points, with 8% undecided. And what is especially interesting about that 2-point split is that just 6 years ago, another Democratic congressman, Beto O'Rourke, came within just 2.6 points of defeating Cruz. In 2018, Cruz defeating O'Rourke by less than 215,000 votes, making the contest the closest Senate race in Texas history since 1978. So why might the outcome of this year's Senate race be any different? To start, look at the trend lines and the results of the past 3 presidential elections in Texas. In 2012, Republican Mitt Romney defeated Democrat Barack Obama in Texas by 16 points, 57% to 41%. 4 years later, in 2016, Republican Donald Trump defeated Democrat Hillary Clinton in Texas by just 9 points. And guess what? The trend continued. 4 years ago, in 2020, Trump defeated Democrat Joe Biden by just 5 points in Texas. So if you are or support Democrats, this is all very, very good news. Not only for the presidential race, but also for any other statewide office in Texas, such as the U.S. Senate. But it's not just positive trend lines that Democrats have in their favor with respect to the Cruz-Allred race. As I have previously outlined on grievances, you would be hard-pressed to find another senator more hated by his own colleagues and Democrats nationwide than Ted Cruz. The former Republican House Speaker, John Boehner, famously referred to Cruz as, quote, Lucifer in the flesh. And then Democratic Senator Al Franken said in 2017, quote, I like Ted Cruz more than most of my other colleagues like Ted Cruz, and I hate Ted Cruz. That bipartisan hatred coming long before Cruz abandoned his state for a trip to the Ritz-Carlton in Cancun, Mexico, while Texans suffered through a disastrous once-in-a-generation winter storm that left millions of Cruz's constituents freezing and without electricity for at least a week. That stunning desertion by Cruz not only causing outrage across America, but earning him the now infamous moniker Cancun Cruz. And yes, all of that coming 3 years after O'Rourke narrowly defeated Cruz for the Senate. Which gets to perhaps another benefit for Allred. Unlike O'Rourke, who represented a reliably blue congressional district and campaigned for Senate as an unapologetic far-left progressive, including endorsing Medicare for All and the reimagination of ICE, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, Allred became a member of Congress by defeating a Republican incumbent in a district long held by Republicans and is currently the home of former President George W. Bush. And while campaigning for Senate, Allred, a lawyer and former professional football player, has emphasized his moderate views, running ads touting him as tough on border security and willing to work across the aisle to put wins on the board for Texans. Finally, boosting Allred's chances against Cruz is the record amount of money he has raised. The latest filings show Allred having $41 million to Cruz's $40 million. Despite all of this positive news for Allred, from trend lines to being a true moderate to having a uniquely hated opponent, the outcome of this race in Texas is far from certain. State Senate polling is traditionally less reliable than presidential state polling, and while some recent surveys show a tight race between Allred and Cruz, other polls conducted recently show Cruz defeating Allred by 10 points. All of this is to say, don't sleep on Texas. You might think the Lone Star State is ruby red, but the political winds are slowly but surely shifting across America's second most populous state. Thank you for watching Graph's Grievances. Let me know what you think. Please like, subscribe, share, and join me in the next one.